Hey, this is Albert Heising the Fifth again. Welcome back to another episode of Move to Sioux Falls. We had the pleasure of having Brendan Harberts from Harberts Media on today, and he talked about how he got started in real estate videography and photography and why Sioux Falls is awesome. Check it out. All right, Brendan. So we're going to start with some HitFire questions. What's your favorite restaurant in Sioux Falls?
I don't know. I don't ever go out to eat. The Attic.
The Attic.
No, let's start over. That's not my favorite restaurant. Let's start over. What am I doing? What's it called? I just blanked there. It's on 57th Street. Southeastern 50 or Sycamore and
Barrel House?
Thank you. Let's start again.
Okay. We'll get that in there though. Okay, what's your favorite restaurant in Sioux Falls, Brendan?
My favorite restaurant is the Barrel House.
Dude, that's a great
It's a good one. I go there. I live on the east side, so it's right next to me.
Same here. Are we neighbors?
Maybe.
Okay.
A little bit Harvard Park.
Same. 33rd and Sycamore over there.
Close enough.
Okay, cool. We're neighbors. The last person we had on was my neighbor too.
Are you just getting only east side people?
Yeah, I think so.
We're a special kind of person.
East side's way better than west side, just
Absolutely.
so everyone knows, right?
I'm biased because it's the only place I've lived, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
Okay, what do you like to do as your favorite hobby?
Besides working, which is my favorite thing to do, I like to work out. I like to hang out with my wife and my dogs.
Hey, there you go.
What more do you need? You know?
Yeah. I don't think you need anything
No,
more.
I'm good.
I'm not a huge pet person, but that's just because I'm a realtor and they.
All right, this
mess
podcast.
with hounds.
I have to leave. I'm like the biggest dog person.
Oh,
to me.
hey, I will take people's dogs out of their houses if they're gone if I'm showing it. So, it's, a benefit of using me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So cool. What is your favorite state to visit?
There's like 50 options.
Yeah, there you go.
That was my favorite places I've been has been Hawaii, which is beautiful. My wife and I went to Utah for our honeymoon. We went to Zion National Park and that whole area there. So I'd probably say Utah.
Okay.
That and Florida because of Disney World. So I grew up going to Disney.
Oh, yeah. Didn't we all?
I'm one of those weird Disney adults.
Yeah.
So
So, favorite genre of music?
death metal
Death metal.
or deathcore.
I kind of figured that on your Instagram.
Yeah, if you
story.
watch my stories, you're gonna get a lot. You're gonna see pictures of my dogs looking cute, and then it's just gonna be the most horrendous music most people have ever listened to.
Who do you text the most?
My wife.
Hey, there we go. Someone on the podcast saying their wife. Everyone else was like a coworker or something.
My wife and the 100 people I work with throughout the week. So those people.
Okay. Last question, just so we wrap up rapid fire. You're a big fitness guy. So what is your favorite fitness movement?
Anything besides legs.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. If I could pick one movement to do for the rest of my life, that's a good question. Maybe like a deadlift. I like deadlifting. I feel like it gets basically it's a whole body movement for the most part.
Yeah.
I could do quite a bit of weight and looks cool when you're super strong.
Especially if you inverted and inverted and then supinated too.
Oh yeah.
So
I gotcha. They might do it backwards. I'm like, hey, do
yeah,
that if
you can
want
do
to.
that too. So okay.
Deadlift. That'll be my one that if I had one exercise to do, I'd do deadlifts.
Perfect. All right, so we have Brendan Harberts from Harberts Media on. We're here at the Washington, a Sodak Stays managed property for 605 magazine. We're just happy to have you on, and we want to have you on to tell people why Sioux Falls is so awesome. So, Brendan, tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Brendan Harberts, to everyone watching. I'm the owner of Harberts Media here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Harberts Media is a real estate media specialized company, but we do have other things that we do as well, like wedding videography. I do family photography, professional videography for companies and stuff like that. But real estate media is really what we do full time.
Okay, and how did you get into this whole world of media?
So to explain that, I have to go back a little bit.
Okay.
So I used to be a personal trainer here at Great Life in Town. And that was back in 2015, 16.
Yeah.
That time. That's when I started. And during that time, YouTube was becoming a huge thing for being a vlogger. Sorry. It was becoming a huge thing for being a YouTube vlogger, being an influencer and stuff like that. And that's what I wanted to do because that's who I kind of went through my late teens and 20s watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that. So I'm like, well, I have to learn how to film myself then to do that. So I purchased this cheap little Sony or Canon handy cam from Best Buy for $300.
Nice.
And I'm like, that doesn't get better than this. This thing films in 1080. It looks amazing. And it was a really cheap camera, but at the time it was perfect for what I needed. So I basically filmed myself making vlogs, doing workouts, going throughout my day, and kind of just like doing a typical vlogger, what they do,
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I learned how to film and then how to edit and do that. So then fast forward a little bit, I'm working at Great Life, and I realized that they don't have anyone doing any of their video stuff for the company. And I'm like, this is a pretty big company. And like,
Yeah.
why don't we have like a media person on the company? So then I start to do their media stuff for them. I start to make some stuff for them. They love it. And then that eventually became my full-time job with them, which they were always incredibly supportive. And I have nothing but great things to say about them.
Good.
Because they were a huge part of me getting to where I am now, because they basically gave me a chance, believed in me, and were like, yeah, here's this thing we want you to do. Just go do it. So that was in like 2015, 16, then 18, that became like my full-time job with them. And then in 2018, I also started my own media company because I was having people reach out to me that knew I was making like really basic videos for myself and for Great Life. And they're like, hey, would you mind doing that for our company? We like what you're making. We save some money from hiring a
Cool.
agency or something, you know?
Just like a little side hustle. thing
Yeah.
while
And I'm
you're
like,
working.
yeah, heck yes. And I'm like, well, I gotta make this a legal thing, because I'm like, I don't want to get, you know, the IRS coming after me.
You
And
gotta
they're
make a
like, they're not
formal
going to come for like the $300 I made, but I was just like, I don't want to get in trouble. So then I created my LLC in 2018. And then for that first year, I did absolutely nothing with it, because that was when I eventually, because in 2018, that was when I went full time doing media stuff at Great Life.
Okay.
So I had my LLC, I had my business that I created, and I was on like a huge Gary V kick at the time, you know?
Yeah.
His-
Become the
and his-
digital mayor of the town.
Yeah, is literally. And I was like, oh, I'm such an entrepreneur. Like, I have my own business. $0 revenue in 2018. It's fine. And that's why I named it Harberts Media, because his was VaynerMedia.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, my last name, Media. It works.
That's awesome.
And so I didn't do anything with it that entire first year. And then circling around to 2019, I had gotten connected with a agent from Hegg Realtor, his name Brady Daly. You know Brady?
Yep.
Shout out to Brady, the buddy. And he had asked me to film him something for his page. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then he reached out to me like a week or two later and was like, hey, do you ever, or would you ever be interested in photographing a house? And I'm like, sure, I've never done it before. I'm like, that sounds kind of cool. I had the right equipment for it. I'll give it a try. So then I did that. I took pictures of his house for him, had a good time, sent him the photos. They were just horrendous. But, you know, at the time I was like, these are really good.
You're learning.
These are perfect.
You're like, I got this camera.
How much better could they be, you know? And, you know, he got the pictures, that thank you, paid me, and we went on our way. And I'm like, that was fun. And then I'm like, there's a couple agents in Sioux Falls.
For sure.
You know, I'm like, there's quite
1,000,
a few.
yeah.
Exactly. And I'm like, at the time I was like, there's like what, 50, 60 agents in Sioux Falls, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea. And then it kind of hit me too, because I had bought a house in 2018. And I'm like, I guess I remember looking online and looking at these pictures of these houses, and, you know, some were amazing, some were whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who's taking these photos? Because I didn't know who was doing any of the real estate stuff in town. And there are, of course, people that were doing it already. I just had no idea who was doing it. So then I'm like, there has to be an opening in the market here for someone to start doing this. So then I basically did like a crash dive or a crash course on learning how to take real estate photos, how to create real estate media, you know, how to basically like do everything that the professionals were doing.
Yeah.
And I started to message every single real estate agent that I could. And I was just like, hey, like, I love to shoot this house for you. I'm trying to build a portfolio. Here's my previous work. And at the time, there weren't many other people doing it. There was a few that were doing it full time,
For sure.
but there weren't many. So that person or people were really booked out. There's always an opening then, because there's a bunch of people who just weren't using someone.
Yeah.
So I picked up those people. I got better and better. And about 15 months after I started, I went full time with them.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
It was a very wild year.
Yeah, I bet that was a grind too.
It was a lot, and it's still a lot. It's a very hectic business, and I love it. And I quit my job like 3 months into COVID.
Oh yeah.
So that was a cool decision. It worked out great, because that's when the market just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And it was like the best time in real estate. Terrible time in the world for a lot of people. Totally get it. Real estate, amazing.
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, the best time was COVID, and
Absolutely.
it's just because we got into real estate with the Sodex Day stuff. So
Right. It was like the perfect combination of the market being absurdly good
yeah.
for like the selling standpoint of it.
Yep.
Me hitting a good niche, because I didn't say this too, but and 2019, I got involved with a popular group here in town. And I was just shooting a lot of their houses there for like 3 months.
For
Because
sure.
they had their guy. I think he just got a little too busy. Totally fine. It happens. And then they were like, well, we need someone that we could just call in pretty much any time to go shoot our houses.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll do it.
Like a backup guy.
Essentially.
Perfect.
And I shot like probably 20 houses or so throughout 3 months for them.
Wow.
And their admin, and I don't think she's there anymore, but she was super cool about like, this is good. This is bad. Here's some things to improve on, like every shoot. So I was just like diving into that.
Yeah.
I was
so
just
you were like working,
this is like the gospel to me. And
yeah,
I'm
you're like working great life,
Yeah.
doing this thing on the side. Then all of a sudden you're like got these 3 months of like how
Yeah.
to do stuff.
yeah.
And then it was like COVID hit. And
Yeah.
it was like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
going to go quit.
Yeah,
my
because
full-time
I went
job.
into 2020 and I had like a okay 2019. I didn't like make
Yeah.
like I think I made like 15 grand that year,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
pretty good for the side hustle.
Yeah.
But like I'm like I want to go full time with this because I made good money at the time at Great Life doing both the media stuff there because I was salaried there. I was kind of a corporate person there, and then I did training as well a little bit on the side. So I was making some pretty good money there too. So it wasn't like I was dying to get out of there. I loved that job.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm going to have to pick here because I am literally getting new people almost every day that are reaching out to me. And I'm like, this is going to get to the point where I just can't do both of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Was Great Life ever like, hey, you can't do this side hustle?
No.
See, I
mean,
think
they were
I think
so
a lot of
cool.
people in Sioux Falls like do that. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, we like the work you're doing. You're a hustler. If you got some side thing, just make sure it doesn't interfere
Of
with.
course. That was 100% it. And I mean, it's not like I like to think that I was really good at my job too. So like I was putting out a ton of stuff for them. I ran their social media accounts too. And I was getting everything done. Nothing was suffering from me doing this on the side as well. So they were like, yeah, go for it. We love you. So
Yeah. And so that kind of leads into my next question of you originally from Rock Valley, if I remember correctly. What was the why to move to Sioux Falls?
So I moved to Sioux Falls in 2013 after I graduated high school to go to Southeast Tech,
Okay.
which is Southeast Technical College now, right?
Shout out Southeast Technical College.
Southeast Tech guy?
No, my mom actually works there.
Heck
so
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
It's awesome.
That was like the best decision I ever made. I was originally going to be a teacher and go to Northwestern College
Yeah.
in Northwest Iowa. Amazing college. I probably would have loved it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like that was the right path for me.
They're
And
terrible. I'm a Dordt alum.
oh, that's right. You went to Dordt, didn't you? So you're probably like, they suck.
Yeah.
No, they're both great schools. And I think I didn't go to either. So maybe they suck. I don't know. But I was going to go there. I was going to be a teacher and it just didn't feel right. And I was fine at school in high school. I was a good enough student. I just don't like studying. And I just didn't have any desire to go 4 more years at like, or for lack of a better word, at a real school.
Yeah.
Southeast Tech's amazing, but it's like the most chill degree you're ever going to get because like my entire second year there was online,
Yeah.
which is perfect for what I wanted to do.
And I feel like today's day, you can learn a lot of stuff online anyways. I could look up most of the stuff that I learned is on YouTube.
I learned everything
So,
on YouTube. So
yeah.
I went to YouTube University. That's what I tell people.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So new question that I haven't asked before. But where or what do you think Sioux Falls is known for and where do you think Sioux Falls is headed? A lot of people say like, hey, it's the best little big city.
Mhm.
I feel like we're moving to the best big little city, right? Kind of. So what do you think is what makes Sioux Falls it's known for? And then where do you see it heading in the next 10 years?
Oh boy. Well, that's kind of hard for me to say because I still consider myself a new resident of Sioux Falls because I've only been here for going on 9 years now.
Yeah.
So like because Sioux Falls has gone through a huge expansive stage these last 10 years. It's like, even since I got here, like I remember I would come up because I lived in Rock Valley. I'd go through Canton, come up on basically what Minnesota is.
Yeah.
And like, there was nothing until I got to like 69th. That was like 10 years ago. Well, now you go
To
a mile
85th
south
and-
more.
yeah.
Now you're in Harrisburg. And now it's like, there's nothing in between that's open anymore pretty much.
For sure.
So I guess if I had to say what would Sioux Falls be known for, I think Sioux Falls is just known for its people and how hard we work and how like driven we are to just continue building our city, continue adding businesses to our city, adding services, adding good people to our city. We are a very growth minded people, I think.
For
and
sure.
I think that we're very encouraging. I think we're really good too with local business.
Yeah.
We obviously have our big business here, which is fine. You need that in a city.
Mhm.
But I think people are really into supporting local business as well.
Yeah. Awesome. And
Where do I see us?
yeah, where do you see in 10 years?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I guess just more of the same. Probably adding more larger companies to
Yep,
Sioux Falls,
for
adding
sure.
more of the bigger, corporations and stuff like that. With Amazon coming here, obviously we're gonna have a lot more people coming here.
Yeah.
I expect hopefully continued steady, healthy growth. I hope that in regards to like the real estate world, I hope housing doesn't like get crazy expensive because we want people to be able to come
For
here
sure.
and live here. I want
Affordability.
young
huge.
people to be able to buy a house and start that part of their career
Yeah.
as well. So I hope it is slowly
Mhm.
increases as it is, because you want to have a healthy real estate market.
Yeah.
That's how you build wealth. That's how you create a legacy with your family. You have
Mhm.
that don't sound stupid, but you have your house, and then it's just like that's like the start of everything.
That's the safe haven, man.
100%. It's
Yeah.
like it sounds dumb, but it is. I just hope that it's a slow, steady, and healthy growth, and that nothing happens that's going to derail that growth.
Yeah. COVID did that a little bit, but I
Right.
think it's starting to kind of like settle.
And it's
out,
also South
so,
Dakota. I don't
yeah.
you get even cared.
Yeah, and it gets cold in winter, so it keeps kind of the bad eggs going.
Tough to live here for like 3 months of the year, so
Yeah. So this year we kind of got lucky.
it was great.
What,
We deserved it after that last one, though.
quick little thing that just kind of popped in my brain is our last guest said we needed a Trader Joe's. Like, what do you think is another big business that like we need here?
Well,
in
I'm
Sioux Falls?
biased, but I think we should get a huge camera store here.
Okay, cool. So yeah, everyone leave in the comments what camera store should come here. So
B&H, so you can have a branch here.
okay, cool. We're almost at time, but last question here is gonna be, if you had no budget didn't matter at all, what are the top 3 things you would add to Sioux Falls to make it even more awesome?
What would I add to Sioux Falls?
Yeah. What'd you add? It could be anything.
More airport terminals.
Okay, there we go. I
That's
think they're
number
working
one.
on that right
I'm sure
now.
they are. I would just add like 15 more, so that if like your flight gets canceled, you don't have to stay here another day.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I don't mind the wait time though. Like
No,
it's
of
like
course
5
not.
minutes through security. So
That's nice. I don't know.
on the
Put me on the
spot.
spot here.
I don't know. I sent you the questions early too. So.
No, I forgot. So. I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I'm blanking. Cut this part. Dennis.
Dennis cut this part. No, that's fine.
What would you add? You tell me.
I mean, I would add definitely Trader Joe's. I would add like
What is so good about Trader Joe's? I've never gone to one.
It's just
Everyone's
like-
like, we need one. And I'm like,
Yeah.
do we not have like, have they ever seen a Casey's?
yeah, like or a natural grocers. Yeah, I mean, there's just some like items in the store where you're like, wow, these are good. I
Can you
want
not buy these online?
No,
You can't buy them online.
No.
They don't ship them.
No. It's kind of like IKEA where they only ship a couple
Cabela's.
things.
Bring a Cabela's here. There's an
Cabela's.
answer. There we go.
Okay, there we go. I think we could use a Cabela's.
Yeah, people go to Mitchell for Cabela's. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Including my nephew, who's obsessed with Cabela's.
Any restaurants that you like crave that you're like we
Oh.
don't have?
I'm not a huge foodie. That's the
Okay.
problem. I don't like. I have my places that I like to
For
go out
sure.
to eat, but I'm not like a huge foodie or anything.
I mean, fitness people were just
Yeah,
like,
we have
hey.
gyms all over the place, and
Yeah.
we're all good there. So we don't have to add any more of those. We have
Yeah.
enough. And then
Okay, well, we'll stick to 2. That's fine.
so go for 2.
Well, Brennan, I appreciate you being on, telling us why Sioux Falls is awesome. And until next time, yeah.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.